This is not your average top builds video. Today we are diving into something sinister. The infamous mortal sins that plague this world, maybe even more so today than ever before. Greed, gluttony, wrath, sloth, envy, lust, and pride. Each of these 7 builds will represent one of the 7 deadly sins. Stay tuned till the end of the video, because after all 7 builds, I will showcase a secret 8th build that is superior to them all. First up on the chopping block is envy. Excessively coveting another person's possession or abilities, leading to a desire to possess it for yourself. To steal it, like a criminal. So I aim to craft a build that will steal the life away of my foes. So in order to do this, I must combine the life steal weapon art with the deadly poison status effect. And I knew just the weapon for the job, the venomous fang, with the head of a serpent. It's a true symbol of the devil himself. These bad boys inflict a poison twice as deadly as usual, swiftly depleting their life force, while I actively use the lifesteal weapon skill to straight rip their fucking hearts out. Now this skill works on pretty much anything even remotely humanoid in shape, besides Melania. Yeah, for some odd reason she doesn't allow you to shove your fist inside of her. I don't know, it's pretty rude to be honest, it's bad manners right there.
That's rude!
In the Bible it says, "A sound heart is life to the body, but envy is rottenness to the bones." Now hearing this is why I'm wearing the Royal Remains armor set, to signify how envy has completely rotted away both my body and spirit. Got the Kindred of Rot Exaltation, Shard of Alexander, and Dagger Talisman to buff the damage on lifesteal. Something y'all may not know about lifesteal is that it deals magic damage. So using the magic crack tier will increase the damage dealt on this weapon art. Going with the occult affinity on the venomous fang with a high arcane level. This will give me strong attack power as well as high poison buildup. So arcane is our main stat here. 98.85% of the time, all your knowledge of video games goes unused and wasted. It's a modern day tragedy. Well, there is now a platform that gives gamer schmucks like us the opportunity to make legit money using our expertise on gaming. It's called Kalshi and was founded by 2 MIT engineers. It's basically like the New York Stock Exchange, but instead of investing in stocks, you can invest in things you actually know and care about, such as Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree. Yes sir, on Kalshi you can bet directly on live events in the gaming community. What will Shadow of the Erdtree Metacritic score be? When will GTA 6 be released? What will be 2024's Game of the Year? And there's plenty of other markets too, including Rotten Tomato scores for upcoming movies, music, technology. Will the United States ban TikTok? God damn, man, I mean freaking everything. And best of all, this is very simple and easy to participate. So let's say you believe Shadow of the Erdtree will have a Metacritic score of 95 or over. Well, Kalshi markets predict at the moment there is a 48% chance of that happening. So they are sold at 48 cents per share. So if you buy 100 shares, that's $48. Now, if the DLC does end up being the greatest gift God has ever given to mankind, receiving a score of over 95, then you will win big money, boy, receiving back $1 for each share. Now that's a total of $100 because you had 100 shares, meaning you initially paid $48 but ended up winning 100 for a profit of 52 golden spankaroonies, simply by investing in your video game knowledge. And Kalshi has given me a unique code for you to sign up with, which will grant you a $20 bonus for free after you deposit 50 bucks, a sufficient amount to get you wheeling and dealing, baby. So use my link below, get your free 20 bucks, and check out this very exciting and intriguing platform. Thank you to Kalshi for this awesome partnership. Next up is what's considered to be the original and most serious of all 7 deadly sins: pride. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord. No. Not that pride. Not that pride. This pride, yeah. An excessive love for oneself and a desire to be more important than others. Now, having confidence in yourself is a good thing, but to be engulfed in your own ego to the point where it can harm others around you, that's the sin of pride. It reminds me of Prince Vegeta, because if you know the story of Dragon Ball Z, you easily can see how his pride has led to mistakes that have badly hurt himself and those around him. His absurd desire to prove he is superior has led to his downfall. So, who are the most prideful types of players in Elden Ring? Well, strength players, of course.
You tripping, bro.
Walking around with a weapon twice the size of yourself like,
my weapon is huge, enormous, and will pancake smash anyone who dare cross my path.
that is not an exaggeration. These are the actual thoughts of a typical strength player. There are two very important aspects we need for this build of pride. Number one, a gigantic weapon you can boast about. Number two, pyro incantations, but specifically fire's deadly sin. You see, pride is an excessive view of oneself with zero regard for others, right? Well, fire's deadly sin literally uses your own self to burn others. Pride is a flame that burns you from the inside out. Initially, you burn bright, a shining, glorious light for everyone to see, but that burning is not sustainable. And when that light dies down, you will see you have become nothing but ash. So that's the two pillars making this a strength faith build. Now you're probably thinking,
Well, why aren't you using the giant crusher?
but the giant crusher just isn't drippy enough, isn't fire enough. Boom, there we go, that's what I'm talking about, baby. We can totally afford sacrificing a bit of attack power for the sack of style points that this weapon offers in return. The Prelate's Inferno Crozier. It has a unique heavy attack that sends lil shrimp dicks flying in the air. Using a weapon art befitting the flames of pride, the Eruption Ash of War. Yeah, other weapon skills may have higher damage, but Eruption just hits the spot on this build. Using Giant's Flame and Black Flame incantations, but again specifically Fire's Deadly Sin. Even its description says, the burning of the Erdtree is the first cardinal sin. I got Prelate's Inferno infused with Flame Art Affinity to scale with Faith. So here we got the Blessed Dew Talisman to help counteract the tick damage you take from Fire's Deadly Sin. It won't completely stop the drain of health, but it definitely helps. Then Flox Canvas and Great Jar, so we can carry all this heavy weight around. Which is why you'll want a very good endurance level for a higher equip load. But mostly for stats, we're focusing on faith and strength. Gluttony, an overindulgence in food or drink.
Are you happy?
Of course I'm no happy. Look at me, I'm a big fat slob. I've not seen my willy in 2 years, which is long enough to declare legally dead.
Welcome to A Day in the Life of a Fat Activist.
Ah! Good God! You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way.
Gluttony specifically refers to food, eating, drinking, stuffing your mouth, ignoring your spiritual self while fattening your disgusting, smelly physical body. So I have to create a build that eats people. Yeah, no problem, Sean. I know just what to do. The Dragon's Maw incantation is perfect. You transform into a dragon and bite any creature before you. Zombie dogs, chubby aliens, fart demons, freaking gods, it don't matter. You eating up everything, boy.
Get in my belly!
And thankfully, the Dragon Maw spell is actually really freaking good. It gives you crazy strong hyper armor, you can tank through attacks and deal massive poise damage. But that's not all. We're also using the Scarlet Rotten Breath spell because of yo stinky ass breath. My dude, you got that lethal garlic breath. You can't stop eating for even a single minute just to brush your teeth. I mean, damn, bro, your breath gotta be radioactive by now.
Not at all, boy!
So Dragon Maw to eat people, and Rotten Breath to capitalize on that deadly stanky breath. Now, the only thing a true glutton would ever put in his hand is either food or some type of kitchen utensil to help him eat. Therefore, I'm wielding the butchering knife. Not only does it obviously fit the theme, but its lore makes sense too. See, signature weapon of Ogress Anastasia, known to have eaten countless Tarnished. So even the original wielder of this weapon was eating motherfuckers up. We're gonna go with the Wild Strike's Ash of War and the Blood Infusion, so you can proc bleed and benefit from arcane scaling. Flock's Canvas Talisman, Shard of Alexander, Bull Goats, and Erdtree. And of course, this is the armor you must wear. This is it. There's no other options. I'm really stacking up poise here so I can tank through attacks with my Wild Strikes. Now, because we are using the Dragon Communion Seal, at this level we prioritize Arcane. So 45 to 50 Arcane, 30 Faith, and 40 Dexterity. Next up, we have my favorite deadly sin, Wrath. And of course, Wrath must be a giant fucking brutal beatdown build. And that is precisely what we got here. You see, this man here, his name is Lenny.
Hi, how are you?
And Lenny was once a devoted family man, a good man. But he was betrayed by his best friend, Jimmy.
Hey, come on, I'm a good person, don't do this.
Betrayed and framed for a crime he did not commit. Now, as punishment, he was banished and ostracized by the tribe. He now walks a lonely path of
Hatred, rage, anger.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am
Lenny!
Lenny swore on his family's name that he will enact revenge upon Jimmy, but until then, he wields his wrath in the form of the Sword of Milos, the most angry-looking sword in the entire game.
Hey, what the fuck you looking at, ugly ass bitch? Don't look at me.
His weapon art, Shriek of Milos, lets out a horrific roar, using anger to buff yourself, boosting your attack power and strength. Also, his wrath is so mighty, it instills fear in the hearts of nearby enemies, debuffing them by 15%. You are left brutally slaying enemies with giant heavy strikes. This unique heavy attack combo the Shriek of Milos provides you can be buffed in many ways. Firstly, carrying the Highland Axe in your offhand will buff roar skills by 10%, and the Roar Medallion will also buff roar skills, and then of course you can buff charged heavy attacks with the Axe Talisman and the Spiked Crack Tier, creating these vicious charged heavy attacks. I am wearing the Prisoner Iron Mask for 3 reasons. Number 1, when Lenny was banished from his tribe, they soldered this helmet onto his body as punishment, so he may never remove it. Number 2, it's covering up one eye to signify his blinding rage. And number 3, he's ugly as fuck under there. On the Highland Axe, I have Lightning Bolt. I know it's a bit random, but at least it gives you some type of ranged attack. You can also carry a shield in case you want to switch up the playstyle a little bit, maybe throw in some guard counters. And I chose the Smoldering Shield to represent his blazing, smoldering anger. Roar Medallion, Axe Talisman, Dragon Crest Great Shield because we will be eating up a lot of damage. You want a ton of poise so you can tank through attacks while performing the charged heavy combo. But to match the theme of the build, I chose these. For stats, this build is fairly balanced as the Sword of Milos scales with dexterity and strength. So 50 strength, 55 dexterity, and 15 faith for Flame Grant Me Strength, because not only does Flame Grant Me Strength stack with your weapon skills buff, but just look at that, dude. The flames of your anger are blazing brightly. Hell yeah, Shun. Greed, one of the main reasons we see injustice all throughout the world.
Hello, I like money.
From old white dudes who smell like Asmongold with too much cologne, down to the hobo begging for money in front of the 7-Eleven, we see a never-ending obsession with material goods and wealth. Even if your glass is full, your wallet is fat, it's never enough. So this character must fulfill that fantasy of finally achieving the massive wealth one desires by being completely enveloped with gold. Gold armor to wear, gold weapons, gold everything. And so it shall be. Waves of gold? Yes sir, I like that. A sword forged of silver and gold. Ooh, silver and gold.
Silver and gold, silver and gold.
Oh hell yeah, that's gotta be the most expensive sword in the entire game. So I'm wielding both the Inseparable Sword and Sacred Relic Sword. Both have somewhat balanced scaling with dexterity and faith. Now the Great Sword power stance moveset is very strong with slapperific jump attacks, and can swap between the two to use their unique weapon arts. Committing genocide has never been so easy. Although, rather than the Sacred Relic Sword, you can wield the Golden Order Great Sword in your left hand instead. It fits this build just as good or even better. Now that's gotta be the most glorious power stance in all of Dark Souls history. Now some claim this weapon art is dookie, doo-doo hot trash, but it does excel with how strong of hyper armor it grants you. So it is very effective at crowd control around you. Any rude ass bitches getting up in your personal space? Use this to send them packing. Now that's why I believe this weapon art does have its uses and can be effective. So as you can see, this entire build consists of holy type damage. So we can greatly buff our holy damage with Sacred Scorpion Charm and Holy Cracked Tear. Elden Stars. A stream of golden shooting stars. Hell yeah, boy, that sounds good enough to me. Because of course, with a faith build, we gotta use incantations. So whatever spells you deem to be of high enough golden quality. I even got Placidusac's Ruin, transform into the Dragon Lord, spewing golden breath. Now of course we must wear a luxurious and ornate armor set that reflects our love of wealth. Sacred Scorpion Charm, carry and Filigreed Crest so we can use our weapon arts more freely, and Great Jar Arsenal because wearing Tree Sentinel armor with 2 great swords is super heavy. For stats, you will want a good balance with dexterity and faith. Lust. Currently the favorite and deadly sin of choice among only waifu's typical viewers.
I would pay 10 grand for one touch of Rennie's boobs.
Lust. This is what distracts the majority of men and prevents them from achieving incredible things in life. It's like what J. Cole said. But creating a build for Lust was obvious. Dual-wielding blood flame thorned whips. Oh yeah, mama. As we all know, whips are sometimes used to satisfy the lust of humans in real life.
Sickies.
And the blood flame, oh, that blood flame fits perfectly here because it's a deep, red, blazing fire that is fueled with blood, created from blood from the body itself. The fire represents a burning desire which comes from the physical body. A spot-on metaphor for this deadly sin. So definitely wield a thorned whip and then a pedal whip. First whip has keen affinity, so you can apply blood flame using the Hoarfrost Stomp weapon skill. Lust can be an ice cold, frosty bitch sometimes. So we're using Hoarfrost Stomp on our main whip, then having the cold affinity on our left hand whip. This combo means you are sure to proc frost, and then you can use blood flame to reset the frost for multiple inflictions. A diabolical combination indeed. You can use any of the Blood Flame style incantations. They're not the greatest spells, but they sure are fun and can be useful in PvP. Lord of Blood, Claw Talisman because the dual whip power stance has spectacular jump attacks. Crimson Medallion and Dragon Crest Great Shield because our armor is very light, so we do need more defense. Dexterity is our priority here. Just go all in on dexterity, but then we need a bit of arcane and some faith. Sometimes as you're sitting there watching YouTube for 3 hours straight, leeching off your family, Dorito crumbs on your belly, enjoying the fruits of all the hard work your ancestors put in, You may wonder, what is sloth? Why is laziness a sin? Being lazy don't seem so bad to me. This is good. This is a good thing. Well, if you refuse to use the abilities God gave you, then you are, in the eyes of God, a lazy piece of shit. So for sloth, I have curated a build that allows you to dominate with the least amount of work and effort possible. A build I call the stand and spam. All you gotta do is stand there, spam your spells, and let your spirit summon slay all your enemies, allowing you to sit back, eat some Cheetos, Fritos, a big spicy taquito, and lick those grubby ass fingers of yours while the mimic tier does all the hard work for you. Which is why we are using the most powerful, most cheesy, spam-worthy spells in the game, such as Magic Glint Blade, Night Comet, Carrion Phalanx, Star Shower, oh, and Terra Magica, of course. This is the ultimate tool for a stand-and spammer. So you'll want a fully upgraded Mimic tier with the right equipment and strong spells. He's got fat W's in the bag. Fat dubs all day, baby, as long as you are supporting him from the back lines with your cheesy spams. You will be casting overpowered spells while wielding the Death Poker Greatsword, because this also fits the stand-and spam theme. You just stand there, smack the L2 button, and perform the insane Ghost Flame Ignition. This weapon skill deals 100% magic damage, so definitely use Magic Crack tier. For spellcasting, I'm using the Staff of Loss because it just feels like it fits the theme better than Carrion Regal Staff. Plus, allows us to use the Night Comet for massive damage. I even got Zammer Ice Storm spell here to synergize with the Ghost Flame Ignition because they both will deal Frostbite. Wearing the Spellblade armor set will buff the Death Poker's weapon art, so I have all Spellblade armor besides the chest piece, which is the Blood-Soaked Tattered. This physically showcases all the blood, dirt, and filth collected over years of not bathing yourself. In the first slot for talismans, you'll want the Shabriwiwi's Woe. This talisman you use when summoning up the Mimic tier, and then once your Mimic is alive and kicking, immediately replace this talisman with something else, such as the Dragon Crest Great Shield. This puts all the pressure and aggro onto your Mimic instead of you, leaving you safe to eat those grapes and puff on a vape like a true Gen Zer. Magic Scorpion Charm, Graven Mask Talisman, and Godfrey's Icon. So for the most part, the Death Poker's regular physical attacks scale with strength and dexterity, while its weapon art scales a bit more with intelligence. So that's why I did add a little bit of strength, but mainly for this build we're focusing on high dexterity and intelligence for maximum magic damage. Alrighty, I have spoken all about the sins that ruin our society, but what about the almighty God that holds it all together? God must have a build as well, so here we must wield a uniquely glorious weapon, the King's Cragblade. This weapon wields a god-like power, allowing you to temporarily take the form of a true dragon lord, decimating enemies with ancient lightning damage. You are given near unlimited hyper armor, so nothing can stop you. The devastation is rated E for everyone, as you will bulldoze through anything, no matter the shape, size, or strength. If you can connect most of the weapon art, it will deal significant poise damage. You can break enemy stance quite often, and that's a huge element of this build. You want your enemies to bow, genuflect on their knees. I mean, you are f***ing God, for Christ's sake. They best be kneeling out of respect for you. Of course, we need a godly great shield for a solid defense. I mean, you think you can lay a finger on God? Not happening, man. A true god tier build like this will obviously have the ultimate impenetrable defense. I choose the Dragon Claw Shield. I think it looks freaking awesome and it fits the theme. Plus it deals lightning damage, so it synergizes with the King's Cragblade perfectly. Now its weapon art, Shield Bash, will take priority, so if you want to use Thundercloud form, you simply two-hand it real quick and use Thundercloud. Otherwise, while fighting with the shield, you can use Shield Bash. This setup also allows you to take advantage of guard counters, a powerful, piercing thrust. So yeah, you will be easily breaking guard, and that is a huge aspect of this build I intentionally optimized, because everybody must kneel before God. Ruler's Mask, all-knowing armor and gauntlets, then Sanguine Noble Waistcloth. If you disagree with my choice of godly drip, then go ahead and comment what you think would be better. Curved Sword Talisman to boost guard counters, Carrion Filigreed Crest, and then Spear Talisman. For stats, I got 28 Strength, simply to meet the requirement of our Dragonclaw Great Shield, but then throw all your levels into Dexterity. Now don't forget to check out Kalshi if you're interested in some really fun investments. Drop a like if you enjoyed, comment your thoughts and opinions below, and subscribe to the channel if you are new here. I appreciate y'all, and I thank every one of you for watching. I'll talk to you later.